Hi, my name is Mark Bernat. I'm a monetary economist. In this video, I want to talk about the parallels between the American Revolution, the American struggle for independence, and the Ukrainian struggle for independence. I am an American. I am also European, but I can make claims to being Ukrainian because of my bloodline. Is there a parallel? I'm going to say yes. My claim is they are closely related. First thing, the reason they're closely related. America was facing a greater imperial power, a power that had more firepower, and many times Americans were demoralized, ready to give up. They thought it was the end. 1775 to 1783, that's an 8-year struggle. And many times they were ready, they were thinking that's the end. And the imperial power was bigger, stronger, and more equipped. And that is the case in Ukraine. You've got an imperial power with more firepower struggling for years, and Ukraine yet it maintains its independence. Number two, the most important point is America would have lost if it wasn't for foreign aid. Who helped? The Poles, the Dutch, the Spanish, the French, etc., specifically the French Navy. They had naval power. 1777, Sarasota, 1778, they formally helped. The Battle of Chesapeake Bay, if you don't know it, look it up. The Yorktown, if it wasn't the French sailing in at the last moment with their fleet, America would have lost that battle and maybe the war. Because remember, in 1781, that was considered the nadir, the low point, and yet it was victory. And the same thing with Ukraine. A lot of people are saying, well, they're not. No, that's propaganda being broadcast by an agency in Moscow. Ukraine will win this. And the foreign aid is important because what do we stand for as Americans? Are you American or at least a European? Liberty and justice for all. The similar struggle of the Americans during the Revolution and Ukraine currently is that we believe under natural light, the Enlightenment, under natural law, that every human has rights to liberty and justice, justice being the ultimate good. I talked about this, liberty, freedom. If you say that you pledge liberty and justice for all with your hand on your heart, and you use that word all, it can't be just for your people, just for some special people, but not other people. It must be for all people. And that is the point of that pledge, written by a Baptist minister, 1872. You know it. But that was also the ideas of the Enlightenment. Liberty and justice for all. So that's what Ukraine's fighting for everybody, for this global ethic to make the world a better place. Hans Kuhn, you can look up global ethics. Also, every single time we hear code words, negotiation, reaching a solution, a peace, it's always dictated by foreign powers. Did you want France or Spain or Germany? Oh, Prussia was helping us too. Steuben, thank you. Not to mention, I love to say it, I keep on reminding everybody about Kosciuszko and the Poles. Do you want a foreign power? Do you want Germany to dictate the peace agreement with England in the 1700s? If that was the case, they would have ceded New York City. Why not cede New York City? Why don't we give Alaska? Why don't we give Washington, Oregon, and California? The Russians had colonies all the way down to San Francisco Bay. I hope you know that. They could make an argument. Why don't we cede these states just so we can have some peace? Because Russia has already said they're basically at war with the West and U.S. and NATO, et cetera, et cetera. So why don't we, for the sake of peace, cede that land? Ukraine, you have to stay strong. You're fighting for freedom for yourselves and others. If Americans say, well, it's freedom for our people, it's really about our people, we have to protect our business interests, is that the same argument you would say about slavery? 1861, 1865? If your people are free, but other people are not free, and you don't stand up for those people, you're not free in your mind, buddy. You're not. You have to free your mind, because freedom, it must be for all people. The United States of America, like in the Revolution, like in Ukraine, they're fighting for this abstract idea. They're fighting for territorial integrity. They're fighting for non-influence of foreign powers trying to influence and massage the algorithm behind it and say, America, you should have given up half your country to England and ceded it. And then we'd all be having the, the Queen or the King of England on our currency. How would you like that? If Marco Rubio claims he's, representative and pledges his hand on his heart, and yet he blocks Ukrainian aid, he's taking over Blinken, that's a shoo-in. Is he really for freedom, or is he only for freedom for certain people, special people? That's not freedom. Michael Waltz, honor and dignity to the end. If he's for freedom of some people but not other people, he blocked Ukrainian aid twice. He's already in, okay? There's no approval process. Is he really standing for freedom, or is he standing for certain freedoms? He lives in Florida. That's the South. That's for Dixie. What would he say in 1861, 1865? He's a good guy. Probably, I don't know. But I'm just saying it must be for all people. Ukraine parallels the American Revolution. Okay? We've got Yorktown, Lafayette. We've got Marquis. We've got this 8-year struggle. You've got Pulaski. You've got you've got von Steuben. You've got all these people that stood up for America, foreign aid, direct involvement even. And yet America says we shouldn't be involved in a fight for freedom. Explain to me that. And then Trump, who's $1.8 billion in personal debt, is going to be telling you that we can't afford it or something. That's not true. What about the $300 billion in Russian assets confiscated? Wouldn't that be a great Christmas gift? Well, you could say that's not our business. Ebenezer Scrooge, Charles Dickens. Not Ebenezer Scrooge, Jacob Marley, the ghost. Mankind is your business. Isn't mankind all our business to make the world a better place? Isn't the struggle, the Enlightenment struggle, whether it be Adam Smith freeing minds with economics, 1776, or 1775 to 1783 Treaty of Paris, isn't that about freedom? Or occupied Poland? Okay, what if somebody tried to dictate and say, oh, Poland, you should just give up half your land to Russia. We don't, just make people. You've been propagandized. Your mind is not free. Study history. I am an academic. Okay? I am an academic. I am an American. I am a European. Study history and understand that these rights of freedom, whether you think come from God or natural law, they're innate to every single human being. And that is why the American Revolution parallels the Ukrainian struggle for independence. And if America turns its back on this struggle, they're hypocrites. My name is Mark Biernat. I'm a monetary economist. Have a great day. Thank you very much.